Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. We're across the pond in England this week, and two teams are hoping to show off for an international audience. It's the Vikings going up against the Browns.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League presented by EA Sports. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. First carry now for the rookie, Dalvin Cook. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Now Bradford on second down. And his throw here's incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. From the gun, Bradford. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. I don't know what was going on there, but the end result, this is going to be a safety. Well, I'm not totally privy to what went on with their offensive meetings, but, Charles, something tells me that one wasn't in the plan.
Yeah, when we had our production meeting, they didn't exactly share that with us, but I'm pretty sure that on the play sheet, the run backwards into your own end zone play was not written down. Now, that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. From the shotgun, it's Bradford. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, there's times when you see these catches that are made, and we just know the guys playing it are really wishing for college rules. Only need that one foot down instead of 2. It's awfully difficult on the sideline, isn't it?
Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. First down, Bradford. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Cook getting the handoff for Bradford. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. They were in the 4-3. Mike linebacker made a great tackle.
And when that happens, generally it means that the guys up front, the forward down defensive linemen, have absorbed all the blockers and allowed him to run free to the football. He ends up with a textbook tackle.
Here's Bradford. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Call it a gain of 3. And that'll bring up a third down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on third down. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And Forbath will put this one through, and that will give us the very rare scoreline of 5-0. So it's our first offensive points of the game so far, and it gives us a very rare scoreline. We don't see this one often, 5-0.
Yeah, it's been sort of a weird one to this point, hasn't it? But, hey, in this league, you take points any way you can get them.
Now a first carry for Isaiah Crowell. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, that run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. From the gun, Kaiser. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Daniil Hunter in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. So a 3rd and 9, and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
Crowell. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Here's Sherrills. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And it'll be Viking football here as they take possession. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well. But when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment. But here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now Bradford. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamar Taylor. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. To return, here comes Marcus Sherrills. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Back to it after the pick six. Bradford going deep for Diggs. And this will be caught at the 30. And all the way down to the 29. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 42 yards. First down, here's the run with Cook. And down inside the 15 he goes. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Well, last year, I'm not sure we saw very many of those runs, did we, from the Vikings? I mean, they had the poorest rushing attack in the league.
Just 75 yards per game, but carries like the one we just saw, that'll help bolster that average.
Yeah, certainly, and they tried to beef up the offensive line in the offseason, brought in Latavius Murray, and then drafted Dalvin Cook out of Florida State.
And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Second down, Bradford. This will be caught at about the 6. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. When the Vikings get down this way, they start looking for number 82. Rudolph had 24 targets in the red zone last year, tops in the league.
And that's what you do when you have a tight end who understands how to get open in tight spaces. Gronk knows how to do that. Tyler Eifert does it well in Cincinnati. Kyle Rudolph emulates those guys.
Now a run with Cook. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
On every snap, a defense is trying to establish who they are, but on 3rd and short, that's really when you put it out there and tell people who you are, and that's exactly what they did. For the offense, they're looking at their offensive line and saying, guys, where are you? We need you on those plays.
So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach, but it kept the offense out of the end zone.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. And it may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Second down, they need less than a yard to pick up the first. On play action, Kaiser. And he slings one that's incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on 3rd.
Let's go.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. So it'll be first down here after the run. Back with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. This is Crowell. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Calling a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
They'll run it again with Crowell. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Kaiser. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Reminder, a couple of good games still to come. Later tonight, it's the Steelers on the road in Detroit taking on the Lions. Then Monday night, the costumes will be in full force in Kansas City, I'm sure, as on the day before Halloween, we'll see the Chiefs play host to their AFC West rivals, the Broncos.
And wasn't it just a couple years ago, those two played a night game that was won by the Broncos on a fumble return with like 20 seconds to go?
Absolutely, that was a thriller. Bradford now. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Second down following the incompletion. Off the play fake to Cook. Here's Bradford. And his throw is incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. The Vikings on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, Bradford. That's caught by Treadwell. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
On 1st and 10, Bradford. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
A 1st down throw for Bradford. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
Now a 2nd down throw for Bradford. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Danny Shelton in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. In search of something here after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Bradford getting his guys ready. Bradford now from the 50. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. 3rd and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. But the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there before he has a chance to find an open receiver.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taking it about the 16. We call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. And this is their 3rd drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a 2nd drive, no 1st down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
They begin with a run by Crowell. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down, here's Crowell. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll make it 3rd down.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
And not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. 2 minutes remain here in the 1st half. My good friend Charles and I right back at you after this. The Browns on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll toss it to Crowell. And he's going to be out of bounds right at the 40. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
But we know one thing, Isaiah Crowell can run if given an opportunity. Had the longest run in the NFL in 2016, an 85-yard touchdown sprint, week 2 against Baltimore.
This one not quite as long, didn't end in 6, but still a great game. A first down carry here for Johnson. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Try to throw here. Kaiser. A screen complete to Crowell. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 47 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Duke Johnson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Hey, looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And you know, their previous possession, they were able to move the football, but still wound up punting in the end.
You know, in 2016, Carolina had a 20-play drive that lasted over 10 minutes. And remember how it ended?
In a punt.
Yeah, I mean, how does that happen? You just don't see that happen every day.
This one maybe not quite that bad, but still, you'd like to have a chance for points if you hold the football that long.
Agreed.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Bradford. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. 3rd and short yardage. Bradford. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Fresh set of downs here. Bradford again. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Let's go! A first down carry now for Crowell. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we will send you back stateside to Orlando and say hello to Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Second down following the run. Again, it's Crowell. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Here we go.
They'll run with Crowell. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some space here. Room to run past midfield. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards.
You know it's really hard for a big-time running back? It's patience. Being able to hang in there when the runs aren't there, when you're taking some hits early in the game. But this drive, oh, he's come alive, and in a big way. Now he's starting to gallop.
Here we go.
Johnson on the counter. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On 2nd down, Johnson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
Here we go.
They'll try and run for it with Crowell. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
They'll give Crowell another crack. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Isaiah Crowell with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
To throw on second down. Bradford throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph, and it'll bring up third down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. On third down, Bradford. And this is going to be incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. He'll return it from the 6. Oh, the spin. Oh, and now he bowls him over. A good return there, 17 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Browns getting set to go. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Crowell, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. The Browns on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Crowell. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive. And when you have a bad one like that, your next goal is to not let it spiral into more.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position, 1st and 10. And a great spot to start this drive from here. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
I think they want to start getting back into this game. It behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7. To throw is Bradford. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll run it. Here's Cook. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
That was a terrific job by the defense stopping them on 3rd and short. But sometimes you get some visual cues from the offense because when they're going in short yard situations, you might see the offensive line come in tighter together, a little more shoulder to shoulder, trying to wedge a hole in the middle. They didn't get it done on that play.
And that's off the left upright, but it caroms right in. How about that? The kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Forbath now to kick it away after the made field goal. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
On the run, it's Crowell. He finds an opening past the 40. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
I love football lingo and the evolution of it all. Nickel defense makes sense, right? 5 defensive
DBs.
backs. But then you go to 6. What are you going to call that? And they call it a
Double
dime. A dime, which is just very simple for them. The math doesn't add up. But I know one thing. Offenses love to run against dime defenses. Typically, the bigger guys have an advantage against the smaller defensive backs when they're blocking downfield.
And we saw that advantage right there. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11.
Come on, let's go. Man 38. Man Ohio. Ohio. Let's round. Let's go. Man 38.
Working out of the gun. Here's Kaiser. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. So a tough spot for Kaiser. The sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long, but maybe they can build a little bit off of that play, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum. Yeah, every now and then you can actually tackle that guy.
Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down, but not before getting across midfield to the 45. And that one results in 35 yards. Bradford on 1st down. And Rudolph has it left side. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. 2nd down now after the pass completion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now Bradford, and unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They'll try and run with Murray. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. A gain of 4 on the play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Bradford. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Throwing again. Bradford on 2nd and 10. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. On 3rd down. Bradford. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
That's a first down if he holds on, but you saw the contact. Able to jar it free from him and force a 4th down.
Great play defensively there, as you said, just to knock it free, because if he had caught that, pass the sticks, first down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's able to find Diggs. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. 14 yards that time for number 14. In the red zone this time. From the red zone now, Bradford. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now Bradford on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Bradford. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jamar Taylor. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a 4th quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
And the lead will grow by 1 more. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Vikings. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early. to let him get settled back in.
They told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Bradford to throw it. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their fourth pick of the game. Instead, second down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
A second down throw for Bradford. On the catch, it's Jarius Wright. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be a second down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. From the gun, Bradford. That's complete. It's Bell. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. On first down, Murray. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Second down, Bradford. And this is caught at the 8. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there at 22. Now a play fake here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
They come out here in the eye. They'll run for it with Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Browns are able to cover this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Here's a give to Crowell. There he goes inside the 30. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They keep it with Crowell on first. And he's got room. And he goes out of bounds inside the 10 at the 9. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. I think this defense tired of seeing him run the football, and this D-line probably getting sick of the O-line as well.
And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about a conversation I had with Adam Gase, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins in the offseason. He told me that he asked his running backs each week for their favorite runs. Give me your 3 top runs. And right now, you're seeing a guy that's probably using his top runs to great advantage in this game.
He is in a zone. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. This offense so far on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Browns, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Will drop them to 6-2 now on the year. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in Week 10. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL.